Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm Shubham and you're watching Let's Create an App. So this is part 7th of AutoLayout and Constraint video series, and in the previous parts we have talked about multipliers, aspect ratio, how we can create tab bar, how we can change root, how we can manage the code, how we can separate the code of design and other functionalities. So we have covered various things in this UI AutoLayout series, and we are creating a travel app UI. So let's look into the UI, that what we have created till yet and what we are going to create. So this is a travel app UI in which we have covered all these screens, and so in previous tutorial we have covered this screen, and in this tutorial we are going to cover this screen. We are skipping one screen, and that is this one, because we have already created this screen in previous tutorial, just the same screen with some different content. So you guys can create this thing to your own, and even you can check your knowledge, that how much you have learned from this video. So you can create this screen to your own, and if you face any kind of difficulty, you can let me know in the comment section, and I will surely help you in making this screen. And we are going to cover this screen. So I guess this screen is very simple. This is a table view, this is one simple view. So we are going to cover this screen in this tutorial. And if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get the notifications of all my other videos. And if you have any query or suggestion, please post that thing in the comment box. So let's start the video. Let's create an app. Now let's move to the Xcode, and we have left the previous tutorial over here. So for creating this screen, we have to first take our view controller. So just simply click on this thing and type a view controller, or directly you can get this thing at the top. Now first we have to copy the top bar. So just copy this thing. We are not going to drag and drop any view for this thing. Just press Alt and copy this thing, something like this, and give our basic constraints to this view from all the three sides, top, leading and trailing, to 0. And we don't need this image, so just remove this thing. So we have placed a simple UI view on this screen. Now we have to create this view. So I hope that you guys learn so much from AutoLayouts and Constraint from the series, that you can create this thing to your own. And if you face any difficulty, please let me know in the comment section. I will help you out in creating this thing. And if you successfully create this thing, please let me know in the comment section and share the screenshot of your UI, so that I will share this thing on my channel, so people get motivated by your UI. So this is kind of an assignment to you. Now we are going to create this a below thing, that is a table view, which we have seen something like this. So now there is only a simple different thing in this table view, is that there is a shadow on this view, not a whole view, only on this single view. So let's see how we can create this thing. So for that, let's move on the Xcode again, and take one table view. So just simply click on this thing and write UITableView, or simply you can also write table view, something like this, and drag and drop one table view over here. So these all are the basic constraints to this table view. I think we need to increase these constraints to 20. They look more perfect, or more spacing at the leading and trailing, something like this. Now let's create one cell in this table view. So this is a cell. Now we have to create a design something like this, which we are seeing in this image. So there is one image, and this is one simple view. So let's drag and drop one image view. So before drag and drop any image view, first we need to take one view, because the whole view is having a corner radius. So for that we have to take one view before taking any image view. So just simply type UI view and drag and drop this UI view over here. Now let's give constraints to this UI view. From all the four sides it should be 0, and just remove this constraints to margin first, and then provide the constraints to this view like this. And now we have to take an image view in this view. So just take an image view, something like this. And now let's look into the image that we have. So if we provided all the four sides from 0, then we are not able to provide this shadow as well as this corner radius to this view. So we have to give us a little bit spacing to this back view. So let's give a 5 pixel spacing from all the four sides. You can also increase this thing according to your need. I'm just using 5 pixels right now. Maybe in future if I didn't like this thing, then I will increase the size or increase the space between all the four sides. Now let's give a constraint to this image view, and the constraints are like it's the height of the height of this image view is almost the same of the height of this view. So let's make the cell height fixed, so it should be like 110, something like this. So the height of this view is like 99.5. So let's make the height of the image view, or we can do that, we can fix the width, so height can be vary. So the it should be from 0 from the leading, 0 from the top, and from bottom it should be 0, and width is like 120, that is also good. Or maybe we can increase the width like 140, that is also fine. It's a little bit more, yes, 130. Oh, like this. So this is fine. uh, let's reduce the little bit height more, 100. Yeah, so this is nice. Now let's look into the image, and we need to take one aim, and this is a price. So we are going to only going to create these two things, we are not focusing on all the other things. So let's take two labels. Label 1, this is for name, and we will copy this thing by pressing alt key, and just give the basic constraints, or just give a center constraint to this view. So for giving any center constraint to any view, we only need to provide one constraint to this label. And if you want to make this label, just like if this label will get bigger, then it will not move from the cell, then we can provide this thing like and center in the container, something like this. And it's like, and just reduce the size of this label, something like this, and also reduce the size for this label too, like this. And it should be like 40 pixels from the left and 10 pixels from the right. So just place dummy data so that we can able to understand the things. So like A B C D hotel, something like this, hotel, like this. And it's the price of this thing be like $800, something like this. And change the color to this label like blue, which we have a theme color, something like this. Now uh, let's populate this table view. So just drag and drop this thing, and click over there and select data source. So we are basically giving our data source and delegate to this view controller, and we didn't give assign any controller to this view controller. So let's create one more class, and this is a, I guess, ticket booking screen. So this is a flight results. So just name, create one view controller with flight result name. Now let's create the outlet and assign this class to that view controller. So just move to the storyboard, and click over here, and just the name is result, flight result, and just same as story identifier, like this. And now let's move to the view controller class, like this. I've just restarted my Xcode, and now the things are working completely fine. Now let's move to the view controller, and flight result view controller. Now let's take the outlet for this table view, and it's like or we can simply use result table view, something like this. Now we can do one thing, like let's just create the or give the image to this image view. So I've already imported some images. So let's give image to this image view first. So let's move the images from desktop to the asset folder, like this, desktop. And I've downloaded 3 images. So just place 3 images. I'm not able to create any kind of model for images and all these things, because I'm just only talking about UI, not the coding part, basic, not that coding part, that how we can create models, how we can create classes, something like that. I'm not working on that thing. So just assign an image to this image view so that the output will look a little bit cooler. So the image to, I guess, and make it to aspect fill. So it will, and just make it to clip to bounce. So it will only come in this scenario. Now let's move to the controller and call the delegate methods of TableView like this. So just create one extension, and in this we have to just confirm the two delegates of TableView, that is UITableView data source and UITableView delegate, like this. And in this we have to now confirm two methods, and the first is number of rows in section, and in this we have to return the number of counts which we want in our cell. So this basically coming from API. And the second one is cell forward index path, cell forward index path, and in this we have to return the cell. So just simply write guardlet, we will use guardlet cell equals to TableView dot DQ cell with reusable identifier, and we didn't pass any kind of identifier to this cell. So let's simply pass the identifier, and that is a result cell, something like this. Just copy this thing and pass this thing over here. And if you don't know how to populate the table view, please go and watch out my series. I'm already having a complete series on table view. And in the else part we will return a fatal error so that user can able to judge that where the app get crashed. Unable to create result table view, something like this. And in that series I've completely taught about how we can create table view, and how we can do different kind of operations, like how to make cells clickable, how we can use protocols, how we can create delegates, custom delegates. So I've just covered all these topics in that series. You guys go and check out the series. The link of the series was mentioned in the description as well as in the I button, so please go and watch. So just return the cell over here, return cell, something like this. So let's see, is it showing any kind of error or not? Yeah, it's showing that it is kind of a UITableViewCell. So yes, we can do one thing, like just create one class over here for cell type, class result R capital, result cell entries of UITableViewCell type, something like this, and just assign this result cell to this cell. So just click on this cell and over here, something like this. And now let's make this thing as a result cell, something like this. So we have created this thing. Now let's run this thing and check that it is working fine or not. So let's click on this play button, and let's rendering this thing. So the application is run. Now let's click on this plane, and now click on this search flight. So okay, we didn't connected this thing from anywhere, so we have to move on this ticket controller, and on click on any of this button, we have to move that person. So just create an action of this thing. So on click search flight, something like this. Now let's move on the controller. So let vc is equals to storyboard dot initiate view controller with identification, and the identification of that controller is like the name of the class, so which we have given over here, something like this. Copy this thing and paste over here like this, and it should be like same as this thing. If we want to pass some properties from this controller to the next controller, then we need to do this thing. Now let's navigate self.navigation view controller dot push view controller, and in this view controller we have to pass the VC, and the animation is like true. I think we need to bind this thing, so just bind over here like this. Now let's run again and check that it is working fine or not, like this and like this. So our cell size is very big, so let's make this thing very normal. So let's move to this class again, and we need to call one more method, and that is height for row at index path, height for row at index path. And in this we have to simply return the CG float value, and the height of the cell is like 100. So this will work fine completely. Now let's run this thing and check that it is working fine or not. So I guess this will work completely fine like this. So this is completely looking cool. We can remove this thing, and it's up to you that how we can do this thing. And even we can remove the separator also. So let's make changes like this. So separator is none. And one more thing that we have in this is like scroller indication. So we just only need to remove these two things. Now we have to add the shadow on this view, and we need to make one more thing, and that is uh, corner radius for this thing. So just the view which we have embedded at the as a super view on these items. So just take a outlet of these this view in this cell class. So that is a back view like this. And one more thing that is like we have to cell dot back view dot layer dot corner radius is equals to like 5 pixels, something like this. Cell dot layer dot back view dot layer dot clip to bound, back view dot clip to bound, a mistake, equals to true like this. Now let's run this thing and check that it is working fine or not. So this will make this whole back view corner. Now for giving a shadow to this view, we need to change a little bit our approach, that we need to add a back view on this a small portion. So for that, just remove the constraint for these two things. Just remove the constraint for this thing as well as for this thing, and just take one back view, or just simply take a UI view simply like this, and just drag and drop UI view on this view, and give a constraint to this view. Like first let's drag and drop these two things on this view, on the top view, and give a constraints to this view, like from all the four sides it should be 0 like this. And just simply give a class to this view that we have already created, custom view, like this. And we have to just give a basic constraints to these two things again, which we have removed. So just take this thing. Now let's run this thing and check that it is working fine or not. I guess now we are able to give a shadow as well as corner radius to this cell. So if you guys see that it's very easy to create this kind of a things. You only need to think the approaches, that how we can create that thing. So the shadow is not coming, I don't know why. So let's debug this thing, or let's make this a cell a little bit down, because I think I'm using a clip to bound thing. So let's make this thing or we can give a small some constraint, change some constraint for this view, like from trailing we need to reduce the space to like 5 pixels, from bottom 5, and from top 5. So now I think we are able to get the shadow, because clip to bound is not allowing that shadow to see us. So basically let's see, now we are able to see the thing. So now we are able to see the shadow, but this is not looking cool. Yeah, definitely it's not looking cool. So we have to create one more view at the bottom of this view, and we have to use some other approach to create this thing. Or maybe we can do one more thing, that we don't need to give a 5 pixel spacing from all the four sides. We only need to give a 2 pixel spacing from all the four sides, all the three sides, then it will definitely look cool. So this is only the issue. I think it's looking cool now. So let's see how it's look now. So yeah, this is looking completely cool now, and it's almost giving a same effect which we are seeing on the screen. The shadow is little bit more, because definitely we have created a class for the shadow thing, but apart from that, everything is looking cool, everything is looking similar. If you can see the things, you can change the shadow color as well as radius of the shadow, then it will look completely fine. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you learned something from this video, please let me know in the comment section, and if you face any difficulty, please let me know. So this is for today. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get the notifications of all my other videos. And if you have any query or suggestion, please post that thing in the comment box. So meet you in the next video. Till then, thank you.